Hi. I know it's a different scenery. It is hot. It is like 100 out. Um, and you probably hear chickens. You'll hear my window AC going, but I am outside and I am filming this. I'm wearing a hat, so you can't really see my face. I don't feel like, um, but there's too much sun and I don't like it on my skin because I'm weird. I know. Uh, so let's just get into this video. This is my monthly focus palette. This is where I pick 5 palettes to focus on monthly. I can cheat, but I try not to. This is my update and moving on to the next palettes that I'm going to use. There is another person who has decided to join me doing this. So I will link her down below. I think her channel name is Life with Christine, but she also has a Fun Fit Fab Mom. She changes. She has 1 or 2 channels, and I get them mixed up. I'm sorry, but I will link or tag her down below if you want to see her on this journey as well. She does a little different. That's great. Don't care. Um, yeah, I just try and focus on 5 palettes a month. I try to pick stuff that I'll like, but I also try and pick stuff that maybe is new in my collection or isn't getting much love, yada yada. So let's just get into this. I have the 5 palettes in front of me. I'm going to rank them and I'll try and show you swatches. I don't know how well that's going to go over being like this in such bright lighting. So anyways, I am ranking this one dead last. It is the Shall We Makeup. It is the Deathless Spirit. It is a beautiful palette, but it is mostly shimmers. And I will say that I don't think that this is super unique. I have several of their palettes that I absolutely love, but I just didn't find this unique. It's probably super washed out because of the sun. I'm sorry. But my favorite shade was actually this chartreuse shade called Worship. And then my least favorite is going to be Temple, which is just the plain matte. Um, I They're good. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't feel like it's overly unique. You know what I mean? So fourth place is my Delicious Delights palette with Cosmic brushes. Oh, by the way, I used all of these palettes. I cheated twice, but I technically like I used other palettes 2 times, and then I did use quite a few singles, only shimmer singles. I used all the mattes in these palettes. So, you know, you can consider that cheating if you want. But yeah. So this is the Delicious Delights. I found it really hard to reach for this palette. And I don't, first off, I think the shimmer is not very good, and same with the Candy Floss. They're just not great. It's a very light colored palette. Um, yeah, I just don't love it. I will say my favorite shade is this shade right here, and I don't feel like it goes with the palette. It is so dark. It is beautiful. I love it, but does it match this palette? I don't feel like it does. I hate when shimmers or the darkest shade in the palette is a shimmer. It's weird to me, but it is so shifty, you guys. It's beautiful. And then my least favorite shadow is probably Gingerbread because I feel like it's a weird fit in the palette. I don't think it goes with this theme. It's just weird. So those are the two. And I will say when I wore that shimmer, I was just in love with it. You could really see the shifts on the eyes. Okay, 1, 2. So coming in third place is the Longing palette. This is from Blend Bunny. I just don't love these tones on me. And also, you guys, don't come for me. I have a lot of Blend Bunny palettes that I love the formula in. I don't love the matte formula in this palette. I feel like it's so hot. I'm dying, you guys. I'm dying. Okay. I feel like the dark shades in this palette, um got all over my face multiple times. Different dark shades did. There's a lot of fallout. It's not a deal breaker because I do my eyeshadow first, but it just, ugh, I I don't know. They have better mattes out there. The shimmers are great. I'm gonna say my favorite shimmer is When It Rains. It is beautiful. It's stunning. It's like blue, green, gorgeous. And my least favorite is gonna be the Heartbreak because it really got all over my face. So did Melancholy and Long Ago and Forlorn, but this one was the absolute worst for that. I also will say that these two shimmers together were not needed. I really wish I would have gotten something that was more unique. Yeah. Anyways, I did use that palette quite a bit. I used all of these palettes quite a bit. I mean, I did my makeup basically every day. But yeah. Okay. Coming in at second place is my Jolie Sirens palette. If you watched my other video, I had hit a small pan in this shade right there on accident, or not that one, this one, forgive me, before I even filmed the video because I was late on filming and I really wanted to switch out my palettes, and I had started using it and I hit pan in it before I even filmed. But it's really small nonetheless. What I really enjoyed this month with this palette was actually using the breast splitters. I know you guys, they're not good for your eyes. They're not eye safe. I really enjoyed just adding a tiny bit to my eye look. I thought it gave it a little hint, and I loved that. And yeah, my favorite shade in this palette is probably Sirens. It's such a pretty blue, green, sea foam. Is it sea foam? I don't think it's probably sea foam. It's too bright for that, but it's a really beautiful shade. And my least favorite shade is Ocean because it's just so, I don't know, boring, I guess. Great palette, great formula. Really do like it. And my number one is the Little Mermaid from Sigma. I saved this in it because I think it's stunning. I got this from Andy Does Stuff, and the shimmers and the mattes and everything about this palette is great. I love it. I feel like each shade has a purpose. I really do enjoy it. And as far as my favorite shadow, it's going to be the Jumping Jellyfish. It's so pretty. And if I had to pick a least favorite, oh, it's so hard. I think it would be the Sea King. And the only reason I'm picking the Sea King is because it has those little, it's a sequin shade. It is not a full-blown matte. So, yeah. And I'm not doing a very good job wiping my fingers before swatching. So, you know. So those are my least favorite. My favorite, if you can even see, because it is so dang bright out here. Maybe next time I will film underneath my awning, but I didn't want to quite do that because it puts me closer to the AC, and also this part of my yard just looks more appetizing, even though I have dead grass. I have live grapes, okay? But the other, I feel like this is a little bit for the overview. Anyways, let's go into the 5 palettes that I chose. I had a hard time picking 5 palettes this time. The first 2 times, like, I felt perfectly fine picking palettes, but this time, for whatever reason, I struggled. But I did it, and they are a little bit weird, I will say. I just bought, I know there are so many disgusting issues with Twilight, okay? From the pedo werewolf rumor to abuse from a vampire to age issues. I mean, really, come on, the vampire is how old, and she was an underage girl. To cultural appropriation with tribal choices that they made and just all kinds of things. Anyways, these palettes were on sale. ColourPop. I moved because my camera overheated and my camera needed time to, my phone overheated and would not let me record anymore. So I got it out of the blazing hot sun and I'm sitting under the canopy and I turned off my AC for 10 minutes or however long. And my son just had a birthday and they camped in the backyard. It's not very pretty. I don't care, okay? I'm a human. I'm not rich. I don't have a lot of money. I'm a person, a normal, everyday Joe Schmo, okay? Anyways, so I was talking about the new moon. I don't know where it cut me off. This is a brand new palette. It was on sale from ColourPop. Twilight is not perfect. It's terrible. There's a lot of problems or problematic issues with it, but I loved this color story. It was part of my childhood. I know that's such a lame freaking excuse. Like, I don't use that excuse with Harry Potter. So I don't know why I use that excuse with Twilight, but here we are. And anyways, it's brand new in my collection. It was on sale, and so I decided to pull it in. It is very fiery, very warm, and I love. I don't think that the colors are showing greatly for you, but I'm sure you've seen 1,000 people use this palette. I think it looks beautiful and very sunny and very bright, and I'm excited. It is a very neutral eye palette with some pops of color, and I like that. And yeah, I'm excited to use it. I love this. Why couldn't they have used this on the inside instead of the movie reel? I don't know. The movie picture, movie poster. It feels very teenage, but I guess it is very teenage. Okay, and then I picked Clarity Cosmetics Stained Glass Pressed Pigment palette. I've only used this one time, and I was like, I need to use it more. So I pulled this in. I like greens. It is very neutral. I think I picked quite a few neutral palettes this time, which is very not me, but here we are. Anyways, I think that this is going to be a good palette for me with the beautiful shimmers. I picked a very basic formula palette so I can get more. I don't love the shimmers in this palette, but I don't use it very often. I keep it because of the theme. It's Skid Row from Indie Beat Cosmetics. I got to see this live in theater with my kid and my sibling and my partner, and I loved it so much. I had so much fun that night, and I love, love, love Little Shop of Horror. So I love it. It's so stupid. It is a beautiful color story, but the shimmers do tend to lack for me. And with this project, I tend to use multiple palettes together in one go. I use for this eye look, I have like 4 of those palettes or 3 of those palettes on my eyes from this month. So it will encourage me to get some use out of this palette and excuses me for having it, I feel like. And also it's got the greens and some reds and oranges, and I just feel like this will pair nicely with the other palettes that I have chosen. And then I picked The Good Guys from Glamlight, and I haven't really used this palette. I got this because I've used it like once, maybe twice. I have an addiction to their horror theme palettes because I love the theme of them. I'm a horror fanatic. I love all things spooky, all things scary. I watch horror movies all year round. I love horror. It's just my favorite. I love spooky. And so I bought this palette and I haven't really gotten much use out of it. And it had blues, and I felt like I needed some blues because I didn't have many blues in the palettes that I picked. And then it also has the reds and the greens that I feel like will pair nicely. And I want to get some use out of this palette because I won't declutter it. Actually, I'm kind of in hoarder mood with I'm not able to purchase very many palettes right now, and with which I don't need anymore. I don't need to be able to purchase them, but I also love makeup so much, and purchasing makeup, anyways, I'm hoarder mode because of the economy right now and just where I'm at financially and everything, that I just want to hold on to everything. So I probably can get rid of anything right now. I know that eventually that part of me will go away again and I'll be getting rid of palettes, but definitely would not get rid of anything like this because I love it so much. And you can hear my neighbors. Okay. And then the last palette that I picked, which I struggled so hard this time picking palettes, you guys, I picked the Melt Bailey Sarian Bailey Yours 2 palette. I saved this. I only save those generally on palettes that are crumbly or palettes with really nice shadow savers. But anyways, I picked this palette because I bought it and I used it like twice, and I did enjoy the looks that I got out of it. I loved it, but I want to get more use. It kind of smells like plastic. I want to get more use out of it. I feel like I will have lots of shimmers to pair this palette with. It's got the reds. It has a black, which the New Moon may have a black, but I think it might not, and a white. And I like having the ability to have a black and a white to deepen up looks and to blend things out. So I felt like it gave me something that I may be missing out of these palettes. It could be out of my mind. And I felt like the reds went with it and the grays kind of go with what I was picking. And so, yeah, that's why I ended up picking this one. Plus, I haven't used it very much and I want to use it more. That's what this project is about. It's about pulling out palettes that I'm not necessarily gravitating towards, or new palettes, that I haven't used yet. Yeah, so those are the palettes that I picked. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of my order ranking on the palettes that I used, or if you disagreed with me about some of the things that I said about them, uh, or whatever. Let's chat about palettes and makeup and be happy. I know I'm outside. My background is not the greatest, but here we are. But I kind of like it. Let me know how you feel about me being outside as well. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and bye.